Good evening, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Nightcap Knowledge, the first episode of Nightcap Knowledge of 2025. It is time to get into the show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. Yeah. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Nightcap Knowledge. My name is George Chuck. It is the first, goodness gracious, the first episode of Nightcap Knowledge in 2025, and we're here trying to see what, oh, there he is. There's Mr. Mac. What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's the deal, Pickle? I had trying to get my fireplace ready, but you can't even see it, man. Gosh. I was trying to get the fireplace ready.
Well, it's okay. Let the fireplace keep you warm. We don't have to see the fireplace in the shot. It's totally fine. That we need to see you. Okay. There you go. You're supposed to move your chair over where it's like right over your shoulder. See?
There you go. There you go. All right.
See that little light right there? Yeah, there you go. There you go. What's up, man? How you doing? How you feeling?
Hey, man. Chuck, I ain't talked to you on the podcast since last year.
It's been a while. It's been quite a while.
What
Yeah.
do you have the symbols? Do we have the joke symbol?
Oh, yeah, I hadn't used those in a while, but since you tested my gangster, there's a heart, uh, there's a rim shot.
There you go.
Yeah, all of those things. Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
get my blue
Man,
blockers.
hey, do you remember that? Hey, do you know we talking about this now? I know the show's gonna always turn. The shit that we made fun of when we was like 20
Yeah,
or at 21, like the
yeah,
blue blockers, or
yeah.
and it wasn't funny, but the commercial was funny. It was like the what was it? The emergency alert, like I've fallen and I
Oh
can't
shit, I
get up.
fallen. I can't get up,
You're
boy.
like,
I was on there. I
shit.
was on the foam roller early tonight.
Hey, now you like that shit wasn't that funny at all. That was oh,
It
what
was
we were
not. It
wrong with
was
us.
not funny at
That
all,
ain't funny.
buddy.
Hey, because you getting close to that age, you're like, you know what? If I hit
Yeah,
the
man.
floor, I might be down here. I might be down here, man. So hey, we gotta jump off, man. We gotta jump off with the mental health minute, keeping everybody updated for
Hey, go ahead and get
2025.
it in.
So this past Monday, for 2025, we start off with responsibility for ourselves, responsibility for our family, responsibility for community, and of course, the weather had turned very cold. We were dealing with Arctic blast again. So we're just asking people to be responsible by checking in on their friends and family, but also our elders and seniors and disabled. So we are responsible for each other. So we want to start off with 25, knowing that we are responsible for each other. We want things that we want to see in our community that we must band together. We must make a plan, and we are the persons. We are the people that are responsible for uh, to changing that, whatever it may be, and to put things in place to make it as most positive and conducive and productive as possible. So it's on us. It's our responsibility to be that change agent. Nobody else. No matter who might have made the problem, if it's bothering us or it's hindering us, it's our responsibility. So we must continue to work hard and work forward. And again, our hashtag for 25 is thrive in 25. A lot of time we just
All right.
exist. We got to thrive.
Thriving
Thrive in 25. So
25.
what is the groove?
Man, look, the groove is definitely thriving. I could say that, oh, being able to see 2025,
Hey,
and I guess uh I'll go ahead and do this. Um I have to pay homage to 1998 Roll Epsilon, the Deuce Dog, Dr. Adisa Jamil Jones. On New Year's Eve, I received word that uh my immediate pro fight, the Deuce Dog before me, um transitioned to Omega chapter. And for those of you that might be uninitiated, that means that he joined the realm of the ancestors. So before we go any further, and I move on with what's the groove, want to definitely pay homage and do a moment of silence. And after that moment of silence, we'll do a toast to Dr. Adisa Jones, um, in memory of him. So, moment of silence for Deuce Dog from '98, Big Brother IQ. Appreciate that, brother Mac. Here's one. I'm drinking some water. You know,
hey,
Big Brother IQ.
since
Um, Bert
since it's
Bert called Adisa. Uh, so Bert called Adisa a super Negro, and then I think it's kind of I think you and Sabir started calling me Super Deuce. And I just put that together. Like Bert's nickname for his LB, and then and it being so similar there, man. But we'll be heading up to celebrate Adisa's life this weekend up in Memphis. So yeah, man, like Max said, check on your people, but then also the people that are here with you right now. And I'm getting into my what's the groove. I'm gonna throw a picture up on the screen, and this is what we've been working on. That young man right there is Jackson. Jackson is a living, walking, breathing testimony. And what we've been working on with Jackson, of course, he's a straight A student, but um, for a while now, Jackson has been like his brother's biggest cheerleader, like one of his biggest supporters, right? He's he's of course he's at every baseball game, right? When he's not playing soccer, but Jackson always was repping prime baseball. And Jackson's favorite soccer player is Mbappe, Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe now plays for Real Madrid. He formerly or played previously for Paris Saint Germain. And for those of you out there that follow football or soccer, as we call it over here in the United States, Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, uh, Jackson knows about Pele, but these are very large names as it relates to the world's sport. And what we've been working on with Jackson, man, I wanted him to be able to have some apparel that represents him, but then also it could turn into a revenue stream for him and begin to put some money aside. So we came up with this logo. So what it is, it looks like a circular soccer field, and the GL stands for Goal Life, and I think it's befitting that I share this photo of Jackson along with as we prepare for our discussion tonight. Our discussion tonight, or our title for our broadcast this evening, is Aim Big, Goals for 2025. So for Jackson's birthday, we created some soccer jerseys, and the soccer jersey had Goal Life, and above Goal Life it had Aim Big. um and I think this is a pretty cool shirt. We got a lot of good feedback from some of his teammates have got some shirts, and then even some of our friends that have seen the stuff on Facebook, they gave some glowing comments of it. But also, when you aiming big at stuff, when you got big goals, when you're living a goal life, you gotta stay on target. So as we prepare for this conversation, and we got to figure out, we're gonna share our goals, whether it be for business. Um, we're gonna share our goals, some of our personal goals. We're gonna share the goals that we have for even Mississippi Move. But we also want to make sure that when we share those goals, and we've got this digital accountability thing in being here. um well, Mac, would you say 363 Tuesdays out of the year is what we did last year? uh when we have a
Not
digital
300.
record of what we say, uh we
Uh,
got to hold ourselves accountable, and
yeah,
having that goal life and aiming big, we got to make sure that we can do just that. So I think we got a little delay.
yeah,
I'm gonna pause right here, let Mac jump in, and then we'll keep going from there.
yeah. I think we was probably looking at about 48, 49 Tuesdays, 52 weeks in a year, 49, 48 Tuesdays.
Right, I
We were
said
here.
363, but yeah, about 48.
Yeah, yeah. Look, because we worked 363. We probably work about 363 days a year. Maybe take 3 days off. Not 3 days off, but 2 days off. Uh, sometimes it's because you ain't got no choice because you're not feeling well. But I think that we talked about even with goals with the podcast, right? We kicked off of we kicked off with that in highlighting that we have goals. set for ourselves or for the business. And I gotta, go back. I want one of those shirts, man. I need one of those shirts in blue. I think we could
You just go life in blue,
take that
man.
shirt and run with it. Uh, yeah, goal life, right? And because because we working on several projects right now, and programmatically we was like, um, I always talk about immediate, short term, long term, and legacy plans or legacy goals that you have. So you got to set goals for yourself in life. Even if you
Right.
get deterred, don't make the time frame, but you got to have something set that you want to do. Even if your plan and just saying, what time is it? Are we 15 minutes after? 15 minutes after? Even if your
We
plan
are
is just say, you know
we
what,
at
I want to
17.
sit. Okay, by 45, I want to just be sitting on my ass. If it's 50, I want to be sitting on my, whatever that's a goal to say that I want to be retired, have everything taken care of. I want to have bills, money, residual income. So that means you got to put the work in, make the plan. How realistic is this plan, and make it happen? And it might be some things that pop out, they jump in to throw you off course, but then that's life. Um, but the thing is staying goal oriented and focused on that. Focus on that goal, and I think that right there. Like I said, that's a twofold meaning, Chuck. Goal life is a twofold. Living your life with goals set, you know, and with things you want to achieve. Even if your goal, here's the crazy thing: your goal could be to create more family activities, more family fun, visit more family, friends, and things of that nature. That's a goal. Um, so that I think putting those things in place to help you stay focused and keep you on track, definitely something good.
Yeah, I agree, man. One of the things that I feel like that I know that we've done, I say decent at setting goals. Um, I think like having reminders to do a review of where you are. One day CJ and I, CJ, shout out to CJ, CEO of Black with No Chaser. Um, we were meeting about some stuff, and he was like, "Man, you remember all them goals that we set for Black with No Chaser?" He was like, "We hit about 80% of them." So I'm thinking like one of the things that we should attempt to do is set some calendar reminders uh to look back at the goals that you set for yourself at the beginning of the year. And
Hmm.
what's one of the severe terms? Big, hairy, audacious goals, the BHAGs. Um, I think we use some of those when we were doing our digital storytelling training years ago. But when you set goals that are really really big, and then you find time to reflect
Yeah,
on your goals, and then what might be the little small steps that you will take to get there. Um, you find yourself, I think, being more methodical with that approach, and it's not something that's like off in the distance. And what I mean by
yeah,
that, I guess the way that I'm thinking about it is this: like, I grew up hunting, so did you. Um, and shout out to Marcus, Anthony, and Patrick for checking in the comments, man. We really appreciate y'all for tapping in with us. We really appreciate every comment, every view, every subscription. So if you're on YouTube, or if you're on Facebook, please give us a like, a comment, and a share. YouTube, please go subscribe, hit that subscribe button. We've got Nightcap Knowledge, YouTube, as well as the Black or No Chaser YouTube. But the question, I mean, not question, but the story that I was getting to is with hunting, there are steps that have to be made. Um, you know that you have to either plant a green patch, and you can't plant the green patch the week before you go hunting. So with planting the green patch, that means you got to do some work in the spring. With planting the green patch, that means that you know that when the grass starts to grow, the deer have to be able to kind of find their way to it. They'll find their way, but that's pretty much like a 9 to 12 month process. And you know that the end goal is like, I'm gonna harvest a deer by planting this green patch. But you really can't. When you planted the green patch, you couldn't see the deer out there, but you knew they were gonna come. So it's like with
Yeah.
kids, uh, we're planting these seeds. Um, we'll only get to see certain part of that growth, but we know that with all of the things that we invest in these beautiful little people, even though they might frustrate us, or even if it's a business, or if it's some type of project, we know that there's something that we're looking forward to, and there are things that we got to do along the way. So shout out to Mashai Curry checking in. Got our Mississippi Coast folks hitting us up on Facebook. So as we get ready to share some of our goals, we know that we want to remind ourselves, and I'm saying we, uh, with what we do with Mississippi Move, we are light years ahead of where we were. We're better than what we used to be. We're not as good as we want to be. But even with our personal set of circumstances and situations, we know that we've got some work to do, and we've got an idea about how to do it. I know one of the things that I am going to challenge you and me to do is to begin to try to cultivate more human resource. We can't do it all by ourselves. So Mac, with that being said, you want to start off with some of your personal business goals, or um you want to start off with some of our organizational goals with Mississippi Move? What you thinking?
I'm thinking with Mississippi Move, since you just ended with that. Big shout out to Sabir, Assad, Abdul Haq,
Saber.
um, for creating the volunteer group and staying engaged. I think we should build upon that by
Yes.
kicking off the year, bringing the volunteers together, all of those, and building on that, using them for more stuff, and creating more opportunity for them, bringing them into the other things that we're working on. I think that was a great assistance for last year. And because the company not only was Sabir doing IT and on the ground organizing, but he was also coordinating, and we were uh, working with volunteers. And last year we also had our first group of interns, right? Youth interns,
Oh
and
man,
they did
that was
great.
a good group there. That was a good group. I missed them.
Yeah, yeah, and so we got more opportunity coming, man. With that, I think that's something we built up on. Because someone just talked to me about that the other day, and I told them that we have an intergenerational model, youth intergenerational model, Freedom Summer Camp, and it's where we bring in the folks together, the seniors with some of the seniors in high school with the senior citizens, right? So we partnering them
Yeah.
up. So I think that was something. So the goal this year is to expound upon that, get them better trained, more resources to them, recruit more, um, set up different um, things in each area, and continue to do something on a monthly basis, like set some monthly goals that we want to do in those areas where we have the support, to keep, unless we got something specific going on, but just keep routine stuff going, and follow up with everybody we touched last year.
Yeah.
If we had that contact, and it's nothing specific, just a check in, thanking you for attending our event or volunteering type of deal, and starting that year off with that, and building upon that.
Yeah.
I think that's a good move for Mississippi move to go to go in, um, and creating our creating more of a depth community organizing training for us, to start that process, to because when we
You
bring these
say
folks
a
in, we
more
want to
in
give
depth
them,
training.
yeah, give more in depth community organizing training, of various things we've got training from, and putting it together even from past experiences where we might have worked, but pulling that, what is community organizing, what does it mean to them, and then start laying out some different factors that are, um, set some goals inside of that, what we want to see them do and how they want to see them grow as organizers, um, and send connected them. Give an example. We have partners all around the state. Some of those folks we have that come through Mississippi Movers Volunteer Program. The goal is to groom them and send them to some of these workshops and trainings and conferences that some of our partners are doing. So keep them engaged.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree there, man.
Man, I was just reading the comment. Yeah, it's we've seen the investment, man. Big shout out to Pastor Hollins, brother Hollins from Beta Road. Um, I think he made Dexter, so he's 76, I think. Um,
Mac, I'm gonna ask you to do this.
but
Can you go
he,
out and come back in so we can try to get
uh,
rid of this lag?
yeah, I can do that. I saw it. I
Yeah.
didn't know where it was coming from. Let me try to do that right quick.
All right. While we getting Mac back into the studio, uh we're gonna knock him out right quick. But I definitely want to speak to Mashai's comment. His comment: we got to push forward, making sure this generation don't end up on the waste side of life. Uh, I agree with you there. We've got to there are programs that are um making it an opportunity for both the person that is investing their time with the young person, the mentor and the mentee, making it easier, or making that opportunity a bit more manageable. The I think the investments are being made. I think we have to be more careful about what we allow our young people to consume, and how early things are introduced um into their mind, or introduced into their life. So with monitoring what when things are introduced, I think it prevents certain things from happening, certain behaviors from developing. And if we can prevent certain behaviors from developing, I think we can redirect as necessary when it comes to negative things that might have that young person end up on the periphery or the waste side of life. Um, I love I love churches that have, like you were referencing Pastor Hollins. Um, One of the things that we did when we worked with him, Mac, and you can speak to this too, being able to go to an apartment complex, and this ain't nothing strange for us. Um, but go to an apartment complex and you load up every kid that has a residency there, and bring them to church. You set them up, set them out with pizza, with some juice, and let them watch a movie. And probably you're gonna say grace. You're gonna remind them that there's a golden rule. You're gonna remind them that they should do unto others as you're gonna treat others like you want to be treated. Um, and I think by them making that social environment at or inside of a church and building that relationship between the apartment complex, which is where everybody lives, and the church, which is close enough to where everybody can jump on the bus and then come on over there. But it made it easy, right? It ain't nothing new. It is something that it makes a whole bunch of sense. Now, I think Pastor Hollins and his congregation, they probably set a goal to say, look, we're going to get into the community and we're going to make sure that we do as big of a part as we can handle, uh, to Mashai's point, and make sure that we're making it possible for this generation of kids that's close to us to have a chance at making it. I don't think that was a heavy lift. But with organizational partners like Mississippi Move, they were able to, to get a few resources to say, all right, well, look, we're gonna come in, we're gonna talk about importance of voting. And the church is gonna talk about the importance of prayer and treating others like you want to be treated. That's a well-rounded afternoon.
Well, actually, it's two things. You saw me drop my head because I make a practice. I said I don't. I'm not folks that seek out. People. Some people I'm trying to organize the faith-based community. I don't like that term because we're separating folks from community. Community is
Right.
everybody, right? Unintentionally, just show you how things happen organically. Unintentionally, I have been working in the last 2 months with three different churches unintentionally.
Yeah.
It, and I always say I work with who want to work with us. That's Pastor Smith. Shout out to Pastor Smith Crossroads over there off of McDowell Road, right near the interstate in Jackson, Mississippi. Shout out to Pastor Hollins, Kenneth Hollins in Biloxi, right off the main drag in Biloxi. They are doing great work. And shout out to Pastor Pickett, New Jerusalem South, Raymond Road.
Yeah.
That's where we had the town hall. And just simply by reaching out to folks in the vicinity of those areas, and they open the doors like, "Wait, hey, we ready to hit the ground. Let's work. Let's work." They have things going on that engage youth and community. Um, and what you were saying is, if we look at page out of our history book, that the history books that they keep trying to burn and ban from our schools, all the organizing that took place from the 50s through the 60s when the movement first started happened in churches because they are the only spaces that we own and ran that were large enough outside of your home, outside of, and they was organizing what people don't want to believe at stores and juke joints and cafes, right? These are the places that we own. We didn't, people own some other larger things, but these are the things we owned where we could be able to gather. Um, so another goal for us, economically, for us, is to bring the economic education piece, which is something that civil rights attorney Carol Rose and Brother Hollis alluded to during the 60s while they were fighting political power. They wish they had fought more for economic power. So
Yeah.
no matter if
Yeah.
it's through Mississippi Move or we're working with New New Bethel or whatever, we bring the economic piece in to educate ourselves and our youth on the importance of being able to circulate that dollar, create a dollar, and be self-sustainable in our community. I think that we must be really intentional about using the avenues that have already been created. Chuck and I talked earlier about the importance of bringing forth um, Mississippi Black Pages and breaking it down and making that something that every person should understand. They should have an LLC in a profession that they are already in or something that they're good at doing. They need to have an LLC and the importance of having another means to create income because it helps you continue to be goal oriented and responsible because you can then set better goals for yourself and take better care of yourself. So all these things are connected, and they can be connected once you explain and break it down. So I definitely want to see us push that, um, like the churches we're working with, and help them understand and see how they can be self-sustainable. Because I brought up to one of the pastors what I've heard from predominantly white churches and white fraternities. They have insurance policies on members that goes
Right.
back to the church that the church pays for. Um, and so those are things that we got to utilize. Again, I always quote the Honorable Elijah Muhammad: "Study the white man, for he is successful. Use what he do for your family, do it for your people, without making excuses. If they doing it for their people and their people are becoming successful, why can't we do it for our people
That's right.
and for our people to become successful?" So,
That's right, man. And you mentioned Mississippi Black Pages, and I want to throw this graphic up. The next mixer will be January 30th. We've got Drika Anthony Smith. She'll be our featured speaker for January 30th at Center Stage Event Center, right there in Jackson, Mississippi, North Jackson to be exact. It's 1625 East County Line Road. It is right across the street from Walgreens, in the same uh, complex as Margaritas. So, in a absolutely wonderful event space. Great for any type of event. We've done a number of activities there, and the Network Your Net Worth Mixer, presented by Mississippi Black Pages in conjunction with the Center Stage Event Center. We'll be there. Uh, Always on a Thursday. We're gonna have it on a Thursday. We'll be doing more of these around the state. One of the things that Matt you spoke to, you said that um you referred to where the churches or where our community was organizing, and you said we were
mhm.
doing it in the juke joints, and what was the other place?
What things
The
we own,
grocery
like grocery
stores.
stores, right?
Yeah.
Um,
So that, bro, that's what we do. I don't think we've deviated.
no,
Like,
no, no, not
right.
us. You and I. I'm
Yeah.
saying, as a community, we back before white folks allowed us to be able to go spend our money with them. These are the things that we own, which were the most important things we had in our community. You
These
had
were
a social environment.
institutions.
These are our institutions that we own, right? And
Yeah.
if you hear
Yeah.
Mr. D Meads, big shout out to David Mosley. He said he was when he spoke at the town hall we had in New Jerusalem. Said he said very thankful that we have an institution where we own, manage, or operate, right? And he was speaking about the church where we can have these meetings because
Right.
he said, years ago we couldn't have things like this because we didn't have the opportunity to meet with these folks. So things are, regardless of how bad things look, we are making headway because we are able to have conversations in spaces that we could not have had
Right.
10 or 15 or 20 years ago. But some of the things that we did have 40 and 50 years ago were, even if it was a mom and pop small groceries, we had that.
Right.
The schools was attached to the churches. Um, the cafes and juke joints holding the wall was the social environment where you went, after a long week of work, but it was owned and managed by us and the same folks that you saw Saturday night, you might have saw Sunday morning, right? It was very community oriented, and because when I don't care what three institutions I just talked about, somebody new walked in, everybody go, "Who is that?" Um,
They
and be like,
turn
"Who is
and
that?"
look.
Turn and
Right.
look. So those were things I'm saying that, but economics, it was ownership, it was something we had, and the dollar kept turning, the dollar
Right.
kept rolling, and that's
Circulate.
something we got to do that in order to keep life, because again, uh, that puts us in a better position where we are not so afraid about who sits in what seat politically when we have our own system to feed ourselves and educate ourselves. Um,
Right. Right. You mentioned Mississippi Black Pages and us bringing it back, and I threw the graphic up for the upcoming mixer, which is January 30th. Uh, one of the things that I have as a goal this year, and it was a part of the enrichment sessions, the classes that I went through with the Village United. I want to bring back the print publication of Mississippi
mhm.
Black Pages, but in a different
Yeah,
manner.
yeah,
I think that it's something that I've started doing here at the house, and I got a few books that I got to make. So the example comes from this: when you grew up and you went to a family member's house, what were some of the things that they had on the shelf?
From it's funny. I was thinking about this the other day. Um, my great aunt, my she had a ton of pictures, right?
Exactly.
Ton of pictures all around the
Right.
wall of family, her children,
Right.
other folks from different times, right? So it's
Right.
ton of that. Um, it's always gonna be. Sometimes it might be a program or something that has some sentimental connection. Your child, grandchild, first graduation pictures, or and then the
Right.
program, or magazines,
There you go.
directory, phone books,
Bro,
those things.
that's my point. That's my
Yeah.
point. So think about pictures that were up around the house, but
Hmm.
then think about when grandmama or great aunt or whomever, they would switch those pictures out. Someone would stay up, but they were always there's always going to be a photo album somewhere.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
talked about the programs, right? So the goal for the Black Pages is to have this quarterly print publication, but it's going to be more so focused on the portrait style photography of the business owner. So imagine, and we have our press photos or our headshots that we have here. Um, the type of photos that our sister Shamika Reed facilitated for us when Mississippi Move was honored as Community Organization of the Year for Young, Gifted, and Empowered. Think about a whole publication of those that becomes like this is almost collectible, this black business encyclopedia, if you will. And there's a bit of editorial, like there's some copy that'll go along with it. But the big idea is that even if a kid, a child, a young person just thumbs through, they're seeing something that says there's a person that started a business, um, and depending on where you're at, you might be picking that book up in a local business where, uh, if it's a restaurant, you might be eating there. You're thumbing through. It's like, man, I didn't know we had a, a certified drone instructor in Jackson, Mississippi.
Hmm.
That it also doubles as a nonprofit organizer. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these things, and like you said, we're putting all these pieces together. Yes, you can find the QR code that can get you the online directory, but it becomes this depository of people who are doing business and putting themselves and their community in a situation to where um, they're providing good example. They're providing something that where a young person can say, I got goals. I'm living a goal oriented life. That's what I'm aiming for. I want to be like Mr. Mack. Mr. Mack, he got a store and a farm. That's what I want to do. Like you got these examples of people who set goals for themselves, and these same people will be speaking at these networking mixers, the network your net worth mixer, and you get a chance to learn from them, learn from at least one of these people every month. So that just
And
sharing
I
that
think
goal for Mississippi Black Pages, man.
I think that so we not connected with Mississippi Black Pages, connected with Mississippi Move, connected. Um, you just mentioned farm. I think one of the other goals is to introduce more people to nature, to the environment. Like we
I like
outside,
that.
we might go to a blues show. We understand that, but understanding to recognize, because I just think about when I'm talking to certain folks. Um, like Perry, and then several, like a lot of the white guys that be out. They when they don't say that tree over there, they say, well, you want to leave that gum tree next to that pin oak, and I know you got that red oak right there, uh, and that little spruce, and they naming these trees, right? And for
Yeah.
us, like nobody taught you in school the name of a tree.
No.
We learned
I,
this
yeah.
from our folks,
Yeah.
right? And
That-
you learn this is
Don't
early science.
don't y'all go climbing that pecan tree.
This is like first through fifth grade when you learn
Yeah.
about the different trees, and this is stuff I'll never forget growing up. We had some books in my house, right? We had some books that are older books because even though my grandmother's mother, she was one of those folks that taught school at the church. She taught like
Yeah.
actual, not Sunday school, but she taught school. So we had older books, but we had a science book that had all the birds, that had the trees, and the simple stuff that we walk outside and see every day and cannot fathom what the hell it is, right? Clouds. We had a conversation the other day. I said, them snow clouds moving in. And D. Meeson said, I said, what? I said, those are snow clouds. He said, yeah, but most people wouldn't even know that those snow clouds.
Mm-hmm.
I said, the clouds look different, but it's just, so I think nature having a goal set for us to learn and create a way to educate and introduce more people to nature and the environment that's around them. We're not talking about no goddamn Amazon rainforest. We ain't talking about no cactuses and shit and palm trees that you probably would never see. I'm talking about the simplest shit that you're gonna see right here in your area in Mississippi. Because I'm just telling you, people get excited about stuff that's far off. Oh yeah, man. I'm like, no, but you walk outside your door and don't know what's outside. You
Yeah.
don't know that's a poison oak, a poison ivy bush. You don't know if that's
Mm-hmm.
some type of plant that can help you. You don't know the difference in that. So I definitely want to set goals for us to get more acquainted with nature and learn more about that. Because again, it's connected to economics. Being able to know what you can produce and what you can plant, what you need to get away from, what's okay. We don't know. But creating that avenue where people that are interested and want to know, they can learn and want to know. Uh, Trina working.
Oh, there we go. Trina got the link to the Eventbrite where you can register for Mississippi Black Pages upcoming Network Your Net Worth. Appreciate that. Shout out to Kenosha tapping in, checking in
Oh, the after the
all the way
Q.
from DFW. And we appreciate you. So Matt, we went through Mississippi Move, we went through Mississippi Black Pages. We talked about reconnecting with nature, doing some agro tourism in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Where you want to go next?
Uh, Personal business. So we got
Okay.
Epson Institute. You gonna do I Got It Made or DJ George Chuck?
I can say we could do DJ George Chuck.
Okay.
So one of the things that that we had when we were working based in Jackson. At any given time between let's say 2005 to for sure 2010, but we can stretch it out to 2015 in a sense. We were
Oh,
a
segment.
huh?
I'm talking Trina B. She said Happy Early Founders Day.
Oh, uh, one of
Had
the
to do the
things
old
that
things.
Bartholomew had to call you back. We're on Nightcap Knowledge. You want to say hello to the people? All right. Um, the thing that I wanted to share was about DJ George Chuck, the LLC.
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring back the multi-op. or multi-op is the way that DJ companies that have, multiple DJs, and that was nothing new for us. It was always a thing where somebody would call me and they would say, "Hey, we need a DJ. Are you available?" And I would say, "No, I'm already booked, but we have 7 other guys that we can deploy. What type of event do you have? When is it? What time will it start? And who's your demographic?" And we would be able to say, well, we're going to send Silas Anderson, or we're going to send Shane O'Mac, or we're going to send Big Blake, like Shifty. We had all of these guys, Undeniable D. We literally could send. We could have every club and wedding reception. We could cover everybody's event. We could do 7 events in one night. So with DJ Curry working with us here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and we're looking to, as we said, we're challenging ourselves to develop more human resource. We are looking to expand and get back to the ability in our market, right? So I would say that Jackson to the Mississippi coast is our market. We want to be able to have multi operators, multi DJs, booking those out, and primarily, I ain't trying to push nobody to go DJ in the club. Let me say that right now. I want y'all to go help people get married. That's it. Wedding receptions. Look, you can plan for them. People have an idea of exactly what they want. It's a format to it. You know that there's going to be a ceremony. You know that there's going to be a grand entrance. You know that there's going to be a first dance, father, daughter, mother, son. Somebody, if you got frats and sorrow, somebody gonna sing a sweetheart song, and they gonna dance, they gonna stroll, they gonna hop, and then it's gonna be a grand exit. This can all happen within 3 to 5 hours. Now there is a lot of planning that goes along with it. It will be well documented. There will be a videographer, photographer. It'll be a great party. It's a great production. But people are willing to pay for the services that you're going to render to prepare for those events. So we're looking at multi-operator as the big goal. I want to add at least one new DJ here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast under the multi-op, and we continue to book out and book multiple weddings per month. And that's not outside of the wheelhouse. Yes, and corporate events too.
Well, I would say special events, right? Because you might have some concerts or some things like that, like a Tougaloo on that weekend, Jack State homecoming, things of that nature. So
yeah, I ain't cutting Tougaloo and Jackson State out. She ain't gonna do nothing.
No.
She ain't gonna do nothing. She ain't gonna do nothing.
You know what? Since you did DJing, I guess I'll think about bartending, vending. We talked about attending when the season gets in there, like one special event a month to do vending. And one of the other goals is to actually get I DJ anything. What?
Hey, Patrick say that he did the Catholic school pumpkin festival. I ain't mad at it. Look, I end up in a lot of peculiar places and spaces. Look, here's a quick story while Mac is talking about expanding the bartending business and vending as a bartender. Look, I did a wedding in Leakesville, Mississippi.
Yeah.
The day at the wedding, and shout out to the coroner and the county clerk and assistant clerk. It was the county clerk's daughter that was getting married. So we in Leakesville, right? And I'm rolling in town. And I'm like, why they got the street blocked off? Street blocked off. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me go around. So I go around. I eventually get to the church. So now we doing the wedding is in the sanctuary. The reception is in the fellowship hall. So that tells you one thing already. No dirty music. It's all clean. And we gonna have to make sure that there's nothing sexually suggestive in this music, right? Now, this is a young couple, so this is not a some senior citizens getting married. These are 20 somethings getting married. Now, ask me why the street was blocked off.
Why was the street blocked off, Chuck?
It was the Christmas parade, in addition to the reenactment, a Civil War reenactment in Leakesville. They had the native tribe out there beating drums. They had the cannons that were being fired all at the same time while a wedding is going on at a Methodist church in the fellowship hall. Now you talk about, oh, I DJ anything. Oh, look, African American man travels to Leakesville to DJ wedding while the Civil War reenactment is going on outside. First thing in my head, I'm like, I wonder how accurate of a reenactment are they doing? And
hey, you in there? Scricky, boom!
Like, Lord have mercy.
Let me reach in this here bag.
Yeah,
we bartended some crazy places. Bartended in a kitchen in the Queens. Oh, it's
in the Queens.
Yeah. Hey man.
Did you have your portable bar, or you was like just on the counter in the kitchen?
I had a table,
A table.
Well, yeah, I ended up getting a table because that's what it was at first. Trey talking about this episode of the first 48. Man, but yeah, so we have proven a point, like our goals. We have been everywhere, done everything, and setting different business goals for the business. One of the other things is it's also getting a trailer to vend at, so tents and all this whole big difference. If you can just open the front or the side or something, makes a big difference. So yeah. So don't get it twisted. Just because Chuck said about DJing reception, don't mean that he ain't bartended nothing else. Yep, bartending the repass. We done all that.
I've DJ'd a repass.
Repass. You name
it. I actually DJ at a funeral.
Yeah.
Hadn't done one of those in a while.
Actually, Chuck started making money. Chuck changed the game when COVID hit and started making money with streaming funerals.
Live streaming funerals.
Yeah, we done it. Yeah. Setting different goals moving forward.
Look, man. I'm gonna say this. I'm grateful for all of it. I'm grateful for every experience. I'm grateful for every opportunity. And I was gonna show y'all one of the. I think I pulled them all off my blog.
Train with DJ.
I'll be that. I'm gonna tell you what else I did. When Jay passed, Jelani's son, we had to have a battery powered speaker out there. Battery powered speaker. So you got, you got AV at the graveside service.
Yeah. Every skill set is needed.
Look,
Every
the skill set is the skills are transferable is what I was trying to get to. I'm starting a funeral bartending service called
What?
Last Call Libation.
Go to bed, Trina.
All right, so look,
Go.
what
Tell Trina to go to bed.
before my dad passed, our burial vault service, one of the names that he had was Final Rest. Final Rest Vault and Monument or something like that. Let, let me get that uncle nearest to the cross.
Can you? What?
That's the drink name. they go show up to last.
Who is that? Is that
All right, here we go. This got to be CJ. They gonna show up to Final Rest bartending service, and they gonna be like, look, let me get that uncle nearest to the cross.
Hey,
I need.
so it's just like, well,
oh.
So you talking about business name? So Lee, shout out to Lee up there in Aberdeen. His little catchphrase was, call him for a grave digging service. I'll be the last person to let you down.
I love it.
Oh Lord,
Oh, shoot. He said, I'll be the last person to let you down. Literally.
Literally.
That's funny,
so we
man.
We are 103. And it's just getting worse. It's getting
That's
worse
funny.
this Tuesday. Man,
that's funny. What you got you got your bartending service, man? What else you got?
A couple things, right? Farmers market. Definitely looking at that for 2025. A farmers market and being able to grow a lot of the stuff that we eat, things that are medicinal. So that's coming. That's coming 2025.
So are you saying that you're going to create a farmer's market, or are you going to like go and participate in a farmer's market?
Well, create one for South Jackson for us.
South Jackson Farmer's Market. Really?
Yeah. So we need something. Something out here. We got all these people. You got 60.
So are you going to do it at your store?
Yeah, at the store.
I like that. I like
that.
that.
You got to utilize space, maximizing spaces, maximize.
Yes,
maximize.
Yes, man.
Maximize what you
I like
got.
that. I like that a lot.
So I'm working on some things, man. That's where you collaborate, work together. If we can get that spirit back, where if we ever had it, hell, find enough people to understand it, agree with it, and make it work. But that's the thing. And then of course, through the with the Epps Institute, what's coming soon that I'm looking for is to get the mobile clinic going. So we'll be able to go to even though we have several hospitals in the city of Jackson, this is the metropolitan where a lot of the trauma and folks come to. There's still pockets of the city of Jackson that don't have urgent cares nearby, and people are, need this information. Whether it be something simple, they're talking to you, educating them about blood pressure, glucose, medication interaction, things of that nature. All right, testing. So we want to be able to bring that to communities and work with folks. So that's what we got. That's the goal.
Bro,
that's the goal 2025.
I meant to connect you. You need to. I know Bart wants to have a conversation with you around the mobile health clinic.
Okay.
I mentioned it in a meeting the other day. and
Okay.
Bart wants to connect with you on that. So we ran. Let's do a recap. We talked about Goal Life with Jackson. We had Mississippi Move and continuing to do some things for our volunteers, like setting some monthly goals for our volunteers and following up with contacts from 2024 in terms of people that we came in contact with through our Mississippi Move events, community organizing training. We talked about economic education, the quarterly, reigniting that quarterly publication with Mississippi Black Pages, agro tourism and reconnecting with nature. And then Mac just mentioned the South Jackson Farmers Market that he plans to host. We talked about the re-energizing the multi-op DJ operation with DJ George Chuck, Yard Boy, where we're gonna house that thing. And that's a lot, man.
It is.
That's a lot.
It
Now,
is, bro.
how do we hold ourselves accountable? And how do we
Well,
set some road, I guess like putting that roadmap in place on how we get there?
part of what we just talked about was the mental health minute for Monday was responsibility, holding each other, taking responsibility. I'm gonna remind you, you remind me that we just meet, talk, plan, what it takes to get to those goals, and then do check-ins with each other, and then add more people to the. When we talk about hey, the nightcappers, hey, it's okay, dropping the message. How's the goal with the whatever going on, right?
Yeah.
Ask us, so we can stay on track. And some of you guys might be able to assist. Some of y'all might be a part of these goals.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's right.
Look,
Small wins, big gains, right?
I want to do this before we get ready to get out of here. I want to know from the folk in the comments some of the goals that they have for themselves, for the Thrive in 25, other than last call libations.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, we definitely Patrick, what you got, man? What you got? I know Patrick can give us one of his goals for 2025. If we still got Marcus out there and Flex Graphics, Kenosha, Mashai Curry, we appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Anthony, if you're still there, we'd love to hear from you about your goal. Pushing this music. Like, bro, are you producing music or are you just still DJing? Because I know you're multi-faceted, multi-talented. I'm excited about the opportunity to work with some new DJs, or even just having the opportunity to show DJs the way that I do the business of DJing. I feel like I'm doing pretty good at the business of DJing. So, who else we got out there? Trina, what's some of your goals? I know hers is gonna be Mississippi Black
She done
Pages.
told you. She done told you her goal is to start a new bartending company.
Last call libations. Have mercy.
Bart specialized she is a funeral mixologist.
Funeral mixologist. I wonder what kind of liquor you pour out though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, there you go. What you call it?
My goal is 6-figure income, 6 streams of income. I like that.
Let me borrow $1.
I want 20. A little bit of both. Been working on some remixes and mashups. Okay. My guy. Hey man, send us some of them remixes. Or hey, we will it be well, I don't know. We still might get flagged. I don't know. Whatever it is, man, we definitely want to support you. Keep it going.
Right.
Looking forward to playing some of them. If I can use them in some weddings, man, I'm down. But I like that the 6-figure,
Right.
6 streams of income. Most definitely. All right, Mac. How we closing this thing out tonight, man?
We just talked about the last thing. You know how we clear it out. What we're trying to get to.
We're trying to get to where the money resides, man. We're trying to get to where the money resides.
Wait.
I think we're gonna have to continue this all January. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna aim big all of January. Goal life, baby. We living it. Thank y'all for tuning in to Nightcap Knowledge. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next Tuesday and every Tuesday right here on Black with No Chaser. Thank all our Nightcappers for tuning in. Hopefully we'll be able to sell y'all a t-shirt soon. Peace.
Put us that pour our crown for the king.